Hello once again, and welcome to a slightly redesigned games room here on the Retro Bear channel. Hi once again, thanks for tuning in. Hope you've been enjoying the Commodore 64 videos that I've uploaded over the last 10 days or so. If you haven't had a chance to look at them, go back. That's how gaming used to be, and hopefully I can complete it, because believe it or not, there are still some more bits and pieces which I haven't yet managed to put onto video. I did start doing them, but I got interrupted by 2 phone calls. Can you believe it? You try and sit down and finally do a video, somebody rings you up. So there we go. So we've still got those to do, so a bit more of that to come, and I'll show you the end result of that. We've got a bit of a change around here. As you can see, the Wii games are now sat behind me, and I may one day sort of give you a guided tour of that. We'll see how we get on. But this is a pickups for last weekend, which would have been week, was it the 15th, wasn't it, of September? I'm losing track of time at the moment. It's sort of boying past me very, very quickly, and the fact that in a couple of weeks' time it'll be October, which then sort of signifies I'm on the long run then till Christmas. Good news is I've got some time off coming up, so hopefully, I'll say hopefully, definitely, be doing some gaming bits and pieces. It'd be nice to have some time on my hands. First proper holiday since July, which is going to be really, really nice, and looking forward to that, especially so. So we have this week a mixture of, well, the average and some quite nice finds. Not much in terms of volume, but in terms of cost, again around the 10 quid mark, which is not bad, and it's leaving itself out at just under a quid a game, which is always good. But there wasn't an awful lot this week, and I'm beginning to notice as the weeks are dragging out, as we're getting towards the winter again, less and less stuff is becoming available. Now, I tend to steer clear of charity shops, and I say steer clear of car boots and things like that, purely because I just haven't had the time, and I went to one this year and I didn't have a particularly enjoyable time from there. I prefer to sort of spend my money on the high street, keep our retailers going, keep the charity shops going, etc. And you can still find good bits and pieces, but generally speaking it's getting a bit more difficult now, and I'm not sure whether we're just entering a pre sort of autumnal lull. Usually it's no problem finding bits and pieces, but it was exceptionally hard on Saturday. I went to 3 different towns close to me, and I must have been in and around about 30 different shops. I'm just looking at what I've got in front of me here, and I picked all these up from 3 different establishments, which makes me sort of wonder that the 90% of the time other shops I went into didn't have anything at all. No, they did have stuff, but I'd already got it. And even a market I'll go to, quite local market I'll go to, and I get some great stuff. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, I bought the show you the Namco remix game on the Wii, which I hadn't seen in a while before. I can't stop bumping into copies of that now, just coincidentally. Once I managed to find it once, it's there. And even then he didn't have a great amount of things that would really sort of interested me. Or quite a lot of good Xbox 360 games for a quid, but there wasn't really anything that sort of leapt out at me. He did have a copy of Ivy the Kiwi on Wii, which I've only ever seen once, and that was and I bought it because I hadn't seen it before, but I've never seen another one of those since then. That was about that was last year sometime, I think. So what do we got then? We've got original Xbox, and we've got some PlayStation 1, which coincidentally is on the day that PlayStation announced they're going to bring out a PlayStation Mini. Interesting option, given the fact that certainly 12 months ago you could have picked up a PlayStation 1 on its own for a fiver. People were trying to get rid of them at car boots. They were just flooding. Every other table would have a PlayStation 1 for sale on it. They were absolutely conks. They sold millions, so there are millions of them out there. I've got 4. What do I need 4 for? I don't know. But then again, you can buy a PlayStation 2 or even a PlayStation 3 and play PlayStation 1 games on there, and the 5 titles they've announced, just sort of mentioning that, which I think is Final Fantasy 7, Ridge Racer Type 4, Jumping Flash, and a couple of others, didn't sort of stand out. There's only going to be 20 titles on it, which makes me wonder, are they holding good stuff back? I think, in terms of what they're going to release on there. I mean, there must be a Crash game, like the Crash Bandicoot. There's got to be a game on there of that series, because that really was the PlayStation 1 mascot. If you're going to associate Mario with Nintendo and Sonic with Sega, then you'd associate Crash with Sony. Interesting. We'll have to see what happens on that one. So there's some PlayStation 1 stuff here, and there's also some Xbox original. I'm very pleased about, because that takes my growing collection now to getting close, north of 150 and getting close to 200, so we shall see. So we picked up World Series of Poker, which I'm probably never going to play. Cover's water damaged, but stupidly enough on the inside there's no problem at all with it. Disc in good condition out of the manual. That was £1. I probably overpaid for that one. Probably overpaid for this one as well, which is, sorry, this side, Legends of Wrestling 2. This again, no manual on that one. There's not much luck with these games. Yeah, the PlayStation 2 version I got to copy, which doesn't quite work correctly on my PlayStation 2, but it's definitely the disc. I cleaned it, and it's definitely an issue with the disc anyway. Interesting thing about this one, it's got UK wrestling stars, Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, Kendo Nagasaki and Mick McManus in there. Yeah, so that was £1 as well, so I've definitely had to pay for that one. And also World Championship Snooker 2004. Yeah. With the manual and the disc. Again, that was £1. Definitely overpaid for that one. Not particularly a big fan of snooker games, and I've got quite a few now. Then I also picked up MotoGP 3, which regular viewers will know that I've already picked up in recent weeks. MotoGP 2 and MotoGP 1. Nice looking on the inside. Nothing special about that one. I haven't got a particular affinity for motorcycle games, it's just because it was 75p. And then, just because there isn't enough snooker games in my collection, World Championship Snooker, or World Snooker Championship 2005, with a complete inbox. Also, I was absolutely fascinated to find this in it, and I love it when you see that. If I'll probably show you that other one. There's actually, if you can see that there, just want to get a bit closer. This is a flyer for a membership, free membership to Riley's Pool and Snooker clubs throughout the UK, and 1 hour free snooker when you buy an hour. Now this doesn't actually have an expiry date on it. So, are there any Riley snooker clubs up and down the country? I've got no idea. This was obviously a 2005 game. I don't. Would it work? That might be an idea, mightn't it? We could try that. But also, I love when you see in these games, going back to MotoGP, is when you see sort of things like that inside. This is an Xbox 6-month live free trial. Xbox Live free trial, sorry, which expired in June 2006. But the fact that someone's actually kept that and they haven't actually used it, and I've got lots of Wii games where you got the Nintendo Stars thing on the inside as well, and Club Nintendo passwords, and people just don't use them, and that shows me that, you know, that's been sort of looked after really. Doesn't add anything to the value of it, it makes absolutely no difference, but it's not providence because it's nothing there. But yeah, it's good to see, you know, that someone's had that and very rarely used it. So, right, by that sound, that means I'm now moving the PlayStation 1 stuff into view, and I picked this up from a shop. I get quite a bit of PlayStation 1 stuff from this particular charity shop in the past, which is great. But I think they ripped me off this time. And I say, before you sort of go, ooh, charity shops ripping people off now. I don't want to get down that thing, but usually when I go in there, they tend to sort of do 3 for £1. And I'll come out there before we sort of 6 PlayStation 1 games for £2, which is brilliant. These were all priced at £1 each, and I thought when I got the till that they charged me £2 for 6, but actually charged me £1 each, which I don't mind paying, because a lot of these are actually in not bad condition. There is one which is not great, but sometimes when I bought PlayStation 1 games in the past, you got something missing, either the manual or the inlay card at the front. Never had a problem with the discs, it's always been one or the other's been missing, but a lot of these have actually got all the bits and pieces in there, which is fantastic. So, we have Dracula the Resurrection. Unbeknownst to me, this is actually a 2-discer, and also there's the manual, just to say I've got the manual with it, very thin manual. I had to sort of do a YouTube search and find out about this game, because I didn't know anything about it whatsoever. I'm absolutely fascinated by it. We shall have to see if it's any good or not. I don't know. Then we picked up Super Drop Zone, which was again As you can see there, it's got the disc inside it, and there's the manual as well, all complete on that one. Can't get the sticker off the front, it's welded on there because it's an old trading, goodness knows how many years that's been on there. I wasn't quite sure about the box, but the box was actually a PlayStation branding on it. But yes, again, if you Drop Zone, of course, classic game from the early days of gaming by Arch McLean. And then he did I think this was on the N64 as well. Or was it Super Nintendo? Possibly the Super Nintendo, I'm not sure. No, it would have been, not 1995, it was, yeah. One of those anyway. Then we picked up Vampire Hunter D. I don't know what the D stands for. Death? Possibly. No manual with this one, but it's got the inlay card on there. And again, don't know that one at all. It's on the white label. I don't know if that's a re-release or not. Not quite sure. Ian Livingstone's Death Trap Dungeon. The only reason I sort of was interested in that because I remember the name Ian Livingstone. If you're from my generation, then you will know all about Choose Your Own Adventure books. Which, for those of you who weren't from my generation, was basically you could buy a book for £1.99. And the book was written so that you'd read the first page or first chapter or so, and then it would say, if you want to go down this path, turn to page 43. If you wish to stay on the same path and drink the bottle of water, go to page 7. And then you'd move around the pages, and then depending on what you chose to do, depending on which page you went to, and depending on how you finish the story. And you'd always end up getting killed at some point. Go, oh, hang on a second, I'll just go back to where I was before and choose the other path and go from there. That's where I recognise the name from. That's completely complete. Again, I know absolutely nothing about that one. There's some bits on the back there. Just show you actually the other bits in the back of a sort of Vampire Hunter, just so you can. Probably a good way of showing you those sort of things. Super Drop Zone. Very little on the back of that one, apart from those two really tiny screenshots at the top. You're not going to see much from there. And Dracula the Resurrection, just the back of that one as well. Next one, which was Dance UK, because I haven't got enough dance games, featuring, oh god dear me, Last Ketchup. So I should know these. This has been come out when I was Last Ketchup, Sugar Babes Round Round, Westlife when you're looking like that, and S Club 7's Reach. I recognise the last one, but yeah, I got no idea about the other ones. I think I got this on PlayStation 2. I'm pretty sure I have, because they've moved over there now, which you can't see. That's the disc in there, and I've got the manual as well. I wonder if it gives me a track listing in the manual actually. Oh, I think it does. Oh, here we go. I always judge a game by just a dancing game by how good the music is in it. Am I going to enjoy dancing to something like this? There's a video in itself, isn't it? 42-year-old man has a heart attack while playing Just Dance 3. Could be possible. It is up there. Pop music by M. Blame It on the Boogie, but not the original. That's the 1988 redo by Big Fun. Murder on the Dance Floor by Sophie Ellis Bextor. That's not too bad. Let's Dance by 5. I don't think I know that one. Move Your Feet by Junior Senior. I'm pretty sure I know that one, but maybe not. Round Round by Sugar Babes. Oh, Cotton Eye Joe by the Rednecks. God dear me, that takes you back, doesn't it? When You're Looking Like That, Westlife. Reach, S Club 7. Oh god. Assager, Last Ketchup. Ooh Ah Just a Little Bit by Gina G. Now we are scraping the barrel. And then it looks like we've got some generic ones we should put on here just to boost it out, because they spent all the money licensing that real range of rubbish. Hit the Beat by TJ. Stand and Fight, Feeling Goes On by TJ. Meet Me After School, TJ featuring Mac. Hey Baby, Jose Guadalupe, which I think is a melon. Dance UK, Kids UK, Pleasant Experience, which is definitely not what we're having at the moment, which is Mike Horn. Stop It by Rick Gard, Keep On Moving, TJ, and Nappy Hardcore by Highgate. Dear oh dear. Well, there we go. So yeah, I judge a game. I'm probably not going to be doing much dancing for that. And then finally, which is I don't know, quite a good find, I think, which was Reloaded. However, as you can see, it's not the original case. And I'm not entirely sure and utterly convinced, and someone might have to help me with this, is this actually complete, because it's just got one disc in there and there's no inlay cover. That's the manual, which is doubling as a front cover. So I don't know whether it's disc 1 or disc 2. There's certainly no indication to say there is disc 1 and disc 2 on this. So I don't know. This was at a time a game which was described as sort of gauntlet with blood and gore, but not as good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. And I said that was a quick. It's actually also, you won't be able to see that on there. Actually, that does actually say "We Are Soldiers VCD1." That'll take you back as well. Obviously, it was slightly more advanced than the copy of We Were Soldiers I had, because I had mine on VHS. Yeah, so there you go. So that was 11 games for, I think it was £10.75 this week. So again, just under £1 a game, and that seems to be the norm. Sort of 12-18 months ago when I first started doing this, and indeed going back 2 years when I really started doing this properly again. I was sort of averaging about anything between sort of 50 and 60p a game, coming back with a large sack full. But then again, I didn't have as many games back then, so a lot of the games that I bought have sort of filled the shelves out, and they were all the cheap ones. And now we're sort of looking at like spending maybe £2 or £3 a game. We'll have to see. Some opportunities are there, and some of the two things are too good to pass up on. There we go. Right, yes, so that brings you up to date with what we've added to it. Like I said, you've seen a few changes around here. Don't forget to check out the Commodore 64 stuff. That's really, really interesting if you like your old games. Some interesting titles in there as well. Try and get a couple more of those Master System videos up as well. And I've also got a couple of really interesting bits that I've been passed through colleagues of mine and ex-colleagues of mine. Some really interesting items that I'd like to share with you. Hopefully they'll be of interest to you. One certainly I think will be absolutely fantastic, and the other one, if it all turns out well, could even be even better. We shall have to see. Anyway, there we go. Thanks for watching. Great to have you with us again once more, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.